Hey folks, Wilfie here. Short one today, hopefully. I'm tired. It's time for bed. And wow, this webcam's got some really crappy focus today. Sorry for that. But I don't care enough to fix it. Anyway, this won't take long. I don't normally do stuff like this because, in my own opinion, you really shouldn't be paying for media in the first place. You shouldn't, I don't think you should be a subscriber to Spotify or Apple Music or YouTube Plus or whatever the hell they call it or any of that junk. They don't, that whole industry hates us. Why should we pay them? But anyway, that isn't what I wanted to blather about. I said I don't normally do stuff like this because there's just always some controversy and on Twitter because it's always just it's built for it. But I had to comment on this one because it's just such it's just comedy. So some oh not somebody Neil Young, I guess, of formerly of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, old rock performer, musician, decent music. He decided that another person on Spotify shouldn't be allowed to talk. And so if Spotify didn't get rid of him, uh, he wanted them to take his music off of their platform. And they said, okay, bye, Felicia. And you'll notice I'm not saying yet who it is that he's trying to censor because it doesn't matter. Um, I just wanted to laugh in Neil Young's face about the fact that Spotify didn't really take too long to make their decision and just booted his ass. So I think they made the decision yesterday. So I think by now his stuff is probably already off the service. Um, Now on Twitter, of course, all sorts of idiots are falling all over themselves to show screenshots of them bravely clicking cancel on something that costs them what, $6 a month? Something like that. I didn't check because I don't care. And the funny thing is, most of them show a screenshot of the cancellation screen, not the confirmed screen. That is, they're not actually clicking cancel. They're just taking a screenshot of the page with the cancel button on it, which I love it. You gotta love these blue check marks. But the interesting thing, of course, the person they're trying to cancel is Joe Rogan, and he has, I guess, he's offended the Branch Covidians um, by, I don't know, he must have said something about the vaccine or about COVID that um, doesn't perfectly align with the fascists or whatever Biden's been saying lately. I don't know or care. Um, but he's offended them somehow. So I know there was something like 100 plus nobodies with master's degrees in like humanities shit or sociology or whatever, all signed some big petition to convince Spotify to just abandon $100 million contract that they signed with their uh, most popular podcast producer, because that totally happens. They'll just do it when you scream loud enough. And so they're all mad at him for they're claiming disinformation this and blah 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 that. It's like, oh great. So let's just spin up a ministry of truth and get it over with, right? It's funny though to see Neil Young, who used to be, oh God, what are you doing, cat? It's gonna be a loud noise in a minute when Dusty falls off the shelf. Neil Young used to be one of those rebellious rocker types who was anti-establishment and uh, made encouraged people to think for themselves and fight the power. And now he's towing the establishment line, stamping his feet because somebody is not quite in lockstep with the, I guess, official position on what is even controversial about it anymore anyway. We have a vaccine. The mandates have been kind of struck down. Nobody gives a shit about the masks. It's done. What? I don't even know what the controversy is anymore. But yeah, so here's Neil Young now trying to censor people with the full support of the establishment behind him. I guess everybody's a sellout once there's enough money on the table. What's more interesting, though, is that the rights holder for all of Neil Young's music, I think they own a 50% stake in the copyright for all of Neil Young's music, is a company that purchases rights for all sorts of different musicians. And they are a subsidiary of, let me go back here and get the name of this because I want to get this right. Major stockholder Hypnosis Songs, Hipgnosis. And a major stockholder in that group is the Blackstone Group. And a few months before the big vaccine rollout, guess who was appointed to the senior advisory board of the Blackstone Group? Jeff Kindler, former chairman and CEO of Pfizer. So yeah, an old musician who used to be anti-establishment is now carrying water for the establishment on behalf of the company that owns the rights to his music and happens to be chaired and advised by the fucking CEO of Pfizer, who happens to be a company that makes the COVID vaccine. You guys ever gonna learn to stop being fooled by these assholes? Like, ever? I know it's important to virtue signal, and I know you desperately need the world to know that you want everyone who's not vaccinated to die a miserable death. Fuck you, by the way. You know, my aunt died of COVID, and she was vaccinated, so you can wipe my ass and lick my nuts. It's just, you know. um, but these people don't give a shit about you, and this is all performative, and they don't care about you. They care about their money. And uh, on a similar note, though, these random people, I think maybe 20 to 30 people have actually canceled their Spotify subscriptions in protest. Cats are awesome. Um, but yeah, so maybe a few dozen people have canceled their Spotify service over this. And they looked at the stock price for Spotify yesterday when all this hoopla started, and they noticed that, oh my god, it tanked. Oh wow, we're winning, we're doing something. Like, no, you didn't achieve anything, guys. The entire stock market dropped by about, what did it end up being, like 2.5%, 3% yesterday? I know because I scooped up a whole bunch of Cloudflare shares at $80 a pop, down from their high of like 120 for about 2 or 3 months ago. That's gonna be a winner when it bounces back up. But no, you guys canceling your Spotify subscriptions did not tank their stock price. The fact that the fucking Fed chairman saying he's gonna start boosting interest rates here in a couple months, that's what tanked the stock market. But you guys go ahead and pretend that, you know, depriving Spotify, a $1 billion company, of a few $1,000s of revenue monthly, that really hit them where it hurts. Whatever. You people are stupid. The worst of it is all the people that are being performative about how they're quitting Spotify. They're actually bragging about, like, and the artists are doing this too. Oh, I'm going to take my music or my business to Apple. Apple, the guys that use slave labor in China to build iPhones and Macs. The same people that like sell out your data to the feds if they come knocking. The same company that overcharges for their hardware by a factor of three. And I gotta repeat myself, uses slave labor to manufacture their products. That's the moral winner to these people, because right now Joe Rogan bad and everything associated with him bad. I'm sure I'm bad for just laughing at this crap. I don't know. It's funny. Everybody that thinks any of this shit matters is really funny. In other brief a brief mention here on something else that just cracks me up. I'm not really much of a gossip monger. I don't pay a whole lot of attention to this other stuff that I'm about to mention. I just happened to see this on Kiwi Farms and got I had to get caught up on this over the past 24 hours because there's been a lot going on. I guess some dipshit named Ethan Ralph has some YouTube show called The Kill Stream. I guess he's a fat American redneck. Shut up. Who has spent years building up a large list of enemies because I guess he's abrasive and an asshole. So a pretty much standard YouTube personality. I can't imagine anybody else who might behave like that. Um, but I guess he decided for some reason that doesn't matter to go fly over to Portugal and spend a few days just farting around there. And he did the stereotypical fat, dumbass, redneck American shtick there, which apparently isn't fake for him. And he got his ass beat. And his $900 designer purse, yeah, an actual purse, got stolen. And it's listed now on like the Portuguese equivalent of Craigslist. The people that stole the fucking purse from a guy are selling it on Portuguese eBay or whatever. Um, you got to go look up the picture of this dumbass who the first photo from the hospital when he got there. Now he's one of those talks tough types who acts like, oh, I can take anybody in a fight. No, you can't. I can't. I weigh like 330 pounds. I'm 6'2", and I can hit pretty hard. But if somebody wants to beat the piss out of me, they're gonna do it. Not much I can do to stop it. I've got, if I can hit them hard and first, I have a chance. If it's more than one person, or if they knock me off balance because I waddle like a penguin, I'm done, right? And this guy doesn't weigh any less than me, and he's a manlet. He's like 5'6" or some shit. Um, but yeah, I guess he got jumped by four people, and he claims he chased after them to recover his belongings. And well, that was really dumb, even if that's what happened. But yeah, go look up that first photo of him in the hospital. There is not a bit of smugness on that face. And there was another photo taken after he had surgery because I guess like they fucked him up. Like they smashed his orbit, like one of his orbital bones, which are the big round bits that surround your eye. And if that breaks, you have major problems. Like he's messed up enough that getting on an airplane could be at the very least painful and potentially fatal even after surgery. And I mean, you're not even supposed to blow your nose after this kind of injury until it heals. So that's the kind of trouble he's in. And there's a second photo following the surgery where it looks like they've done a pretty good job patching him up, but he still looks like shit. And again, all that smug arrogance gone. So, yeah, I don't pay much attention to that stuff, but I thought that was funny and I had to comment. Ha ha, suck it, Ralph. Anyway, that's it for me. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. I just wanted to laugh at the Branch Covidians. I heard that one today. That's a really good one. I like that. um, so coming up this weekend, I'm actually going to try to stream for once after what, a 9-month hiatus, and I've got a follow-up video for my Ceph cluster to put together and upload. So I'll be working on that this weekend. Got to get a new laptop set up and shipped off to somebody. I'll get that done this weekend too. So it's going to be a busy one, but hopefully I'll actually be more interactive in the coming weeks and months than I have been through most of 2021. Had a divorce to deal with and just a bunch of shit all landing at once that I needed to deal with. But all that's behind me, and it's it's time to come out of my shell a little bit more. So right, that's enough babbling for me. I will catch you guys next time. Have a good night. Take care.